students. Now our next topic under the fuel is analysis of coal. Now as we know that coal is one of the solid type of fuel and it is very important to give the energy and used in a very large use and commercial level. So there must be the analysis of coal. Analysis means the coal is having different chemical constituents and we know about that constituents because we get coal from mine to mine, and mine to mine there may be change in percentage of chemical constituents. So that's why analysis of coal is very important. So analysis of coal is also important for the on the particular point, that is the price fixation, that is its commercial classification and its industrial utilization. So for these three particular points, analysis of coal is also important. Now, analysis of coal can be carried out by two different ways. Number one, proximate analysis, and number two, ultimate analysis. Now, in case of proximate analysis, the in combine generally the different constituents are calculated or are analyzed. So, proximate analysis, there are mainly four constituents considered which are to be analyzed. Number one, presence of moisture. So, presence of moisture is to be determined in the first step. So, moisture, we know that moisture is nothing but presence of water, that is H2O, which is present in the fuel. So, when moisture is present in the fuel, it becomes high, or we can say that wetted, and when it becomes wetted, it is very difficult to transport. It is very it is economically not favorable. So moisture must be less in the fuel. So how can we calculate it? At first, for this there is a particularly experimental determination is there. So at first we will use a silica crucible. A small silica crucible is used. For example, this is a silica crucible and it is having a sample of coal in it. So generally 1 gram of sample is considered. So sample of coal, it is considered in this silica crucible, and this silica crucible, why we are using only the silica crucible? It is because it is having a highest melting point up to more than 1300 to 1400 degrees Celsius. So it is bearable for the highest temperature. That's why we are using this silica crucible, and we have to place the silica crucible in a oven or in a Maffei furnace for about temperature 105 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. So for 1 hour we have to place the silica crucible in a oven or Maffei furnace at about temperature 105 to 110 degrees Celsius, so that those fuel which is sample of coal generally considered as a 1 gram. So 1 gram of coal sample which is taken in the silica crucible, so it should be totally dried and totally moisture should be removed from that. So for that we have placed the silica crucible into the oven or Maffei furnace. Now after 1 hour, remove silica crucible by the use of pair of tongs. Then whether there is a presence of again moisture in that coal sample, so to remove that moisture, place that silica crucible in a desiccator. Desiccator is a small type jar-like substance which is having calcium chloride in it to remove the total moisture whether present in that particular compound. So when silica crucible will be placed in that particular calcium chloride having the desiccator, total moisture will be removed from that particular coal sample. So in this way, now our coal is firstly cooled, removed from the desiccator, cooled, and then take its wet. So after all these steps, if we see that whether there is a remains some of the moisture, then again it can be placed into the oven and again removed and again do the same processes like removing from the oven, then cooling, then drying, and then taking its wet. Then after that, those wet which is produced, so by subtracting those wet which is produced from the initial wet, we can get loss in wet. So loss, we can write here, loss in weight of coal upon total weight of coal sample, into 100, that is nothing but percentage of moisture. So in this way percentage of moisture can be calculated, that is loss in weight of coal by this particular temperature and putting it into the oven, and total weight of coal sample into 100 because of percentage is concerned. So in this way percentage of moisture is calculated. Now this is particularly first step to calculate percentage of presence of moisture. Now second, presence of volatile matter, third, presence of ash, and fourth, presence of fixed carbon. In this way we have to go step by step. Now we will see significance particularly. Now what is the significance of moisture? Whenever moisture is present in the fuel, what will be the effect of moisture on the presence of moisture on the that ignition temperature and calorific value. Calorific value must be increased, then and then we can say that it is positively significant. But due to presence of moisture, calorific value just decreases. It is because they will require more heat or energy to convert the presence of moisture into the gas. So whenever the moisture it is higher, calorific value lowers, and it is again having require higher temperature to ignite, that is ignition temperature is higher. So that's why we can say its significance that higher the moisture, lower the calorific value, and higher the ignition temperature. That's why for the good quality coal there must be less amount of moisture, or it should be more in the dry condition. Now second, we have to determine volatile matter. Presence of volatile matter is to be determined. Now for this volatile matter. Now volatile matter is nothing but presence of different gases in it. So those gases which are concerned, for example hydrogen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, oxygen, then carbon monoxide, all these gases are together is the volatile matter, because it can be volatile by giving a particular temperature. So this volatile matter is having the combustible gases as well as incombustible gases. So here those silica crucible from which we have removed moisture, that is to be taken first. So take the silica crucible again, which is having those coal sample which has already removed its particular moisture. Now put lid on it. During this time it is having a particular lid, so put this lid and again put it in a oven or maple furnace just here for 7 minutes for about temperature 950 plus minus 25. So at up to this particular temperature we have to set the temperature of oven or maple furnace up to this and put it for 7 minutes only, so that total moisture, total volatile matter whether present in this particular coal sample should be removed. And then remove again silica crucible by the use of pair of tongs and get it first cool, dry, and then take its wet. Then after that those wet you will get, from that wet we can calculate percentage of volatile matter. So percentage of volatile matter is equals to loss in weight of coal due to volatile matter, particularly loss in weight of coal due to volatile matter, upon weight of dry coal sample. Now dry coal sample means nothing but the weight of those sample which is from which the moisture is already removed, and into here 100, because of as it is a percentage. So percentage of volatile matter is equals to loss in weight of coal sample due to particularly volatile matter into 100 upon weight of dry coal sample. We can get easily volatile matter. Now we will see its significance. If we want to see significance, that volatile matter is nothing but, I already said that it is nothing but presence of gases. Whether those gases are combustible or non-combustible, though whenever the volatile matter is more in the sample of coal, it is a very sooty flame, more smoke is there. So due to that, there creates a hindrance for the burning process. And those calorific value which we will get, that is also comparatively lesser because of loss of particular heat or energy in it. So that's why whether those gases, any type of gas is there, but it is not helpful for the good significance of the coal sample. So increase the higher the volatile matter, lesser is the calorific value, and higher is the ignition temperature. So in this way significance of volatile matter is also not positive for the particular coal sample. Now third is the presence of ash. Third is ash. Now we know that ash is nothing but the byproduct of the any combustible reaction. Now here what we have to do, here those coal sample from which we have already removed the moisture and we have already removed the volatile matter. Just take that sample, again remove the lid and place it in an oven for 750 plus minus 50 degrees Celsius and only for 30 minutes in a oven or in a Maffei furnace. So what will happen? Those all whether any type of ingredient other than ash, if there is a present, will be totally removed. So first of all we have to take the silica crucible in which those coal sample from which moisture is removed as well as volatile matter is removed, that is to be taken, and put it in a oven or Maffei furnace for about temperature 750 plus minus 50 degrees Celsius for only 30 minutes, so that all the ingredients other than ash will be removed. And then remove the silica crucible from the oven by using pair of tongs, dry it properly, cool it and wait. After that you will get those substance which is nothing but ash. So weight of ash remain upon total weight of coal sample, weight of coal sample into 100, that is nothing but percentage of ash. So in this way we can calculate percentage of ash because it is nothing but the remain matter. So those matter which is remain upon total weight of coal sample into 100, that is percentage of ash. Now if we have to see its particularly significance, so significance of ash is like that higher the amount of ash, lower is the calorific value and higher is the ignition temperature. It is because when we see the solid state or liquid state fuel, solid state fuel is always having higher ignition temperature and gives a very low calorific value. That's why the ash is always a useless substance, and whenever it is during the process of burning, it just forms the clinkers whenever there is a very high temperature, and that may stuck to the particular that grate, and it will, due to which it will require more and more fuel for the burning process. So that's why ash is always useless. Its presence decreases the calorific value. So this is about the ash. Now last point is the fixed carbon from this particularly proximate analysis. Now fixed carbon is nothing but presence of carbon in the fuel which is only the substance which higher the calorific value, which increases the calorific value means. And how can we calculate it? Now we don't have any type of sample, which is those sample which we had is already now converted into the ash. So percentage of carbon is equals to 100 because we are concerned with the all percentages. So 100 minus here percentage of moisture plus percentage of volatile matter plus percentage of ash. It's all total. When we subtract from 100, we can get percentage of fixed carbon. So in this way percentage of fixed carbon is calculated, and when we see its significance, it is a very significant for the health of the fuel. Higher the percentage of carbon, higher the calorific value. So those particular fuel which is having higher calorific value and higher percentage of carbon is having a very good quality and is placed in a very highest division in the classification and can be industrially very much used. In this way we have seen analysis of coal by proximate analysis. Thank you.